Greetings.
CC's missing leg.
Hashtag CC's missing leg. And welcome to Old Drunken Discography. Never forget CC's missing leg. And never forget that courageous robot who fought for our rights.
Yeah.
Party?
We're talking...
Can't remember his name, but God bless
I
that
can't remember
robot.
his name either. Let us know down below if you remember his name from the last art video. But here we are talking the Replacements, and we're talking their album art, just the album art. Hashtag Is It Art Is Back. This was a special Patreon pick from Trey. He's right up there. With me is Tim.
That'd be me.
And after he's done doing what he had to do at the docks, Bill. And I'm Jason. So, we're talking fucking Replacements. Is It Art? You know what's up.
Yep.
Or what time it is.
Bill, what do you think of this album art? Sorry, Ma, forgot to take out the trash.
I mean, I like the quad chromaticness, right? We got the black, blue, pink, and white all going on. It's technically a band photo, but it's not a band photo. Right? It's more than a band photo. I really like the color scheming. I like what they got going on. I think it's a really cool album cover.
Okay.
What do you think, Jason?
I think it's a fucking punk rock album cover. It's like 3-tone. It's very like 80s punk rock. It's a band photo, but
it's not like, just a band photo.
It's like a Nirvana Bleach band photo. Like there's more to it than just them standing against a brick wall.
It's not a Ramones band photo.
No, yeah, it's not a Ramones band photo. Or Leonard Skinner, you know.
I mean, it's total punk rock. It's a Xerox copy of a live photograph. Yeah,
Yep.
It's great.
Yeah, I love it. I think it gives you a good indication of what you're getting into. What more do you want?
That's true. It is not misleading. When you buy a record with that on it, you know what you're going to get.
Yep. And you get it.
And those colors,
get it.
Those colors really get your attention.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, that's some 80s coloring right there, that blue and purple together.
It's almost the same as the Adolescents' first record.
Yeah, it's very similar. It's automatically going to plop in the number 1.
See if it stays there.
See if it stays. Up next, Stink. Bill, what's up with Stink?
I mean, at least they made the title crooked. I mean, this is about as bland as you can get.
It's very Beatles White Album-esque.
Yeah.
Just more to it.
As I said, at least they made the title crooked. Right? It wasn't just a flat. I mean, they got a little bit of a... It's almost like you would spray paint it onto something, right? Like that's the whole look on it. I think that's kind of cool, doing that aspect.
What did you say, Trey, about like a potato or some shit?
So the initial runs of this album were hand stamped. Allegedly, they carved the stamp into a potato. I don't know how true that is. If it was just the word stink, fine. But the Replacements, Kids Don't Follow, +7, that's a lot of fucking words for a potato. Plus...
Well, they probably did one word per potato, right? They probably had like 10 potatoes.
They was using multiple potatoes. They was stamping
That's gotta be the tagline when we post it. That's a lot of words for a potato.
I mean, in the documentary, they actually show them carving the word stink into a potato and using it as a stamp, but they don't do the replacements and kids don't follow +7. So I don't buy that personally. But you know what they say about printing the legend versus the truth.
That's true.
You know what this reminds me of?
What's that, Tim?
I would Ritual de la Habitual censored at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
That was like many years later too, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. But this just reeks of. I mean, obviously it's PMRC era, so there's still censorship going on.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
this just reeks of a Walmart edition.
I think it was more the record label didn't want to spend money printing sleeves.
It makes sense. Yeah, I
So
get
they
it.
just put them in white sleeves and said, "You guys do something with it."
Yep.
And they got a potato.
Yep.
I mean, they could have just stuck with the White Album. They already went with Let It Be, but
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to put it behind the first one. At least there's something going on with the first one.
I mean, I'm gonna agree with you there. Like I said, they at least tilted the title, so it's not, super
But they tilted the
old.
title a lot more on the first one.
They put that straight.
Straight
full
down.
Full 90 degrees.
Plus, you got the whole thing. Like, I mean, either stamped or spray painted on. Like, it's not a solid color with the title either. Like, you've got like, oh, there's wasn't as much ink or paint in this part.
And that is my favorite logo for the replacements. That's what I used on the thumbnails.
Now, the second pressing, the ink was red. So does that change your mind?
No, it's not even the color. Like, it's just the logo, like the spray paint. I like the spray paint.
Honestly, I think I would like a black more than red, just because it's stark contrast. Whereas red, it's just it would almost blend in parts.
Red, blue, and white. That's the French flag.
I'll put it in second too. I mean, if I actually owned an original copy that was hand stamped and it was in the later evening when they were all fucking drunk and somebody stamped it like 20 times in a row, maybe.
With a potato.
Yeah, maybe it would be number one, but this image, it's number two.
Agreed. Tim?
yeah, I mean, is there any doubt?
I don't know. Sometimes you like to get crazy on Is It Art?
Well, we'll get crazy when it gets crazy. Like, hello.
I'm guessing this is one where I'm gonna diverge from you guys on this one.
Oh, okay.
And here's the reason I think we're gonna diverge. Yeah, you've got more colors going on with it. But it pisses me off that the songs are completely out of fucking order.
I feel that. I do
Like-
feel that.
Like I was like, oh, that's cool. Like they did the whole brick thing and they got the songs on front. It's like it's not even they're not reverse order. They're not even like these three songs are in order and this like no, there is no rhyme, reason, or order to these songs being set up on this cover. Whatsoever.
I feel you on that one. I do.
Well, and I'm going to take the opposite approach. I appreciate that they did that because it fits the theme of the record. This record's fucking with you. And if you see this cover in the record store, you're probably shopping for some Perry Como or something, or the Oklahoma movie soundtrack. And you're like, oh, Hootenanny, let's go.
Yeah,
And then you
I would,
just get
I would,
this
I would think 60s,
ridiculous
60s
punk
folk.
rock record that like isn't even like taking itself seriously.
yeah. I feel like they designed this to get lost in your grandparents' records, and then
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah,
"Oh, this looks good," and maybe
yep,
the first track's a nice little country song.
right.
Called Love Lines, and
So
then you
they
get
get that
fucking
first song.
Hootenanny.
Yeah, like everything about this album just says, yeah, come get some,
It's
and they bring
fucking
it
it's
even in the artwork.
it's fucking Troll 2, man.
Yeah, yeah,
I respect this
it's
album cover.
Leprechaun 4.
In space. Yep. Yep. Cause I get you, Bill. I get you. I was like, that's fucked up. Well, maybe it's because the song titles are different lengths, so maybe. But no, they fit them all in the same shape box. Where you
Yep.
could easily take Love Lines and Hootenanny and switch them around and make Hootenanny fit there. Like, that drove me crazy too. But then, like Tim said, because I've gone back to Hootenanny, and it kind of grows on me every time I hear it.
And it's just a giant troll on the
it's
surface
just
level.
a troll. Yeah. There's a lot of merit to Hootenanny, album art wise.
And I'll throw it out there. My favorite logo,
No, I still like the
just
first one.
classic.
I like the first one more, but yeah, this is a good logo. Anybody else got anything to add about Hootenanny album art before we rank it? I think this is going to be a decisive. This is the turning point of Visit Art tonight.
Yeah, this is it's gonna be a divide.
It's going to be a divide.
Well, I'll jump in there first then and put it square at number 2.
Oh, that's what I was thinking too. I still like the first one. I think I like the first one.
Yeah, I
more.
mean, I appreciate the 60s aesthetic, maybe even 50s. It does belong in your grandparents' collection.
That was
But
a good observation.
I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for that punk rock aesthetic that first album has. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to number 3 for me.
wow.
You like to fucking stink over it. Okay.
Well, it's crooked. They off-centered
It's-
it. It's not
Oh,
centered.
yeah. It's not centered. It's off-centered.
And it's not like it's just blanket black, like it was a stamped or like there.
Potato.
Yeah.
It didn't.
Potato,
It
potato.
didn't piss me off like Hootenanny did by having the fucking songs out of order. I don't think you guys understand how much that pissed me off when I was looking at it, and how much time and energy I spent trying to figure out what the hell is this order, and I still don't know what the order of these songs are on that.
Well, yeah, it just
cover.
means you got to listen to this fucking album more.
It starts
Right?
with Hootenanny.
Yeah, it starts
That's all
with
you need to
Hootenanny.
know. All you need to know.
So I'm putting it at number 2, and the main reason why is the colors on number 1. They're just they pop. It's made to blend in, you know?
It's made you just ease on into your grandparents' records while you flipping through them.
Yep.
Yep. Gonna have us a hootenanny.
Gonna have us a Hootenanny.
Yep.
All right, well. Bill.
It's more than a band photo.
Is it?
Well, it's not just the band sitting there staring at us. They're sitting down on a
Mhm.
roof.
I'll just say this, okay? I don't like the font. That's kind of boring. But as a band photo, they're sitting on a roof, right?
Yeah.
I've
We
sat
established
on plenty of roofs outside windows, adolescence, it fits. It fucking fits. As a band photo, I think this works.
My biggest issue, honestly, is the color of the words of the text. It's difficult to discern the "Let It Be" from the background. Same with the replacements. It's dark enough that it goes into the background, I feel like, too much.
I mean, they did name the album Let It Be.
I'm not letting it be.
You and a lot of other people wouldn't. I don't know. This is a special one.
Yeah, I agree with Jason. There's something very iconic about this.
It's very iconic.
I
never
almost
even
want
knew
to
it
say, like,
existed.
this is the image I think of when I think of the replacements.
Yeah, I honestly, I get what Jason's saying because I never thought about it, but I remember being younger and sitting out on the roof smoking cigarettes so my parents wouldn't find out that I was smoking and all that shit. And yeah, I like that, you know. Honestly,
So remember, kids, don't sit on roofs and smoke cigarettes so that your parents won't find out.
Yeah, don't
or
do that.
do it, or do it so you can remember it later on.
Right? Yeah.
Like 30
remember-
years later.
You can remember how fucking awesome it was. Don't do it, but it was fucking cool.
Yep.
Right. And if you're not gonna do it, this is not how you would do it.
No. Yeah, don't do this.
But
It's awesome.
do it. Just do it, like Nike says.
All right, you know you want to.
It is a band photo, though. Bill, where are you ranking Let It Be?
It's gonna go to number 2 for me.
Bill been out there smoking them cigarettes.
That's
He knows.
still not me.
Fine though.
You're not on the bottom. Okay, I get you. Number 2. I'll follow suit with that. I think it's my number 2 as well. I love it. It's iconic. But I think the first one pops more.
I mean, the first one, the color scheme is just
Yeah.
next level.
It's so off-putting. It's great. Of course, so is Let It Be in its own way. It's kind of off-putting, too.
I'm gonna put it at number 3. The only reason is because I feel like even though Hootenanny is made to blend in, as iconic as this image is, I do feel like it blends in also with other band image cover albums.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
See that?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll take the trolling nature of Hootenanny over that.
What about you, Tim?
I'm gonna move it into number 2. I like the tone of this. It's not quite black and white. There is an actual tone to the photo. And yeah, you get the whole band. That's pretty cool. Saying
That's
out,
true.
you have no idea who's who.
Well, you could see Bob pretty clearly.
Well,
Yeah.
sure, but
I've
but
been
if you
listening.
didn't know,
If you didn't know, yeah. It's just 4 dudes hanging on a roof. Fucking
Yeah,
smoking.
I've been listening to him for 5 years, and I still look at some pictures of him and go, I don't know which one that is. Bob, I always know, but usually it's Paul and Tommy I get mixed up. So it is what it is. It's cool.
All right, up next, Tim. Now, Tim, This is
It's
very
an album within an album.
Yeah, but it's very REM.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's a very REM-esque album cover.
It's also very Nine Inch Nails, The Perfect Drug.
Yeah, but that came out way later.
Way later. The
You
same
are
kind of
the
colors.
perfect drug. Yeah, that was a bitch to make this thumbnail. I don't know. I don't know about Tim.
So this album, the cover art for me, this is the only one of their albums where it took me a few times looking at it to really see it all, if that makes sense. Um, like, and then there's also the idea of once you know more about the band, because Bob is the only one who's looking forward and he's upside down, and knowing that this is his final album with the band, it kind of has a little more impact. So I like this one a lot because, like I said, it's the only one where I've gone back to it and I've gone, oh shit, that's, whatever. Things that I didn't notice the first time I looked at it. Um, yeah, I like this one.
Bill?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I like The Hallway.
Yeah.
It reminds me of David Bowie and Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what comes to mind when I look at it.
I don't know. I don't.
It's kind of like the album itself. Like
It's a grower.
it's kind of it appears kind of like whatever at first, but the more I don't know, it just the
Boy, you
more
look
I
at
look
the
at
more
it, the
you
more I see things, and then the more I know about the band, the more I see things. So it's just I don't know. It's a good one for me.
Hold up a second.
Yes, just magically appear with it.
It's like crack.
Behold the power of editing.
Oh, that was probably all going to get left in because Pumpkin knocked over the microphone. I had to put on the beret for this one. I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't know. Maybe you guys see something I don't see. We'll see.
I mean, I don't see it either. It's going into my number 4.
And like I said, for me, it's the more I know about the band. So it's not really like I'll go with my initial instinct when I first saw it. I'll put it that way. And with that, I'll put it at number 4.
Yeah, I mean it's more colorful than Stink, but it ain't no hootenanny. Like I don't see it.
But it didn't piss me off. So it's above Hootenanny.
God damn, he's really got some issues.
Yep.
Fuck you, Hootenanny.
Well, here on Is It Art, we're here to work through those issues
Yeah.
in a healthy and compassionate environment.
A safe
where we
environment.
Just, like shit all over people's artwork.
It's all good.
This is a safe space.
Yes, except for artwork.
Yeah. All right. Well, Bill, is it better than Stink?
Honestly, I don't think so.
What the fuck?
Safe space. Safe space.
All right.
Safe
I mean, again,
space.
it's not like it's just like I like how the more I look at Stink, the more it's like, okay, I actually don't mind it.
Oh yeah, because there's nothing fucking happening. You minimalist motherfucker.
No, it's a stamp, but it's not a solid stamping. It's crooked.
It's a fucking impressive stamp. Let's be honest.
Yes.
Potato.
Is it better than
if it was
fucking
done with a
Paramore's
potato,
The Summer Tick?
yes.
Okay.
Wait, which one was that? Wait, I don't remember Paramore.
All right.
Do any of us remember Paramore?
Damn. I remember it, but sadly, Is It Art didn't happen. All right. Pleased to meet me.
So, I gotta ask. Do we know, is this the same person's hand each way?
What?
But
That's a bad question. Wait.
I get what he's saying. It's pleased to meet me. So is it someone shaking their own hand?
I just realized like it's 1980 whatever when this was released. They didn't do that. That's a bad question.
Well, no. I think this album cover. Okay, it's it's them selling out, right? Like if you look on the right hand side, the yellow side, that's clearly the band, right? Like
Clearly.
all right. And then on the left hand side, the blue side, you got the gold watch, the gold ring, the business suit. Like this is them like shaking hands, like pleased to meet me, which means they're selling out. But they called themselves selling out.
And the cover is a knockoff of Elvis's GI Blues soundtrack.
Yeah. So
So if you're selling out, who do you knock off? It's got to be Elvis. At this point.
Right,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I like this one.
And then musically, we're just going to rip off the Stones.
I think this is Ed Connick.
I say I like the font they used. I mean, it isn't as good logo wise as that first album, but I think it's still solid. I mean,
And
it's got that
they're still keeping that like 60s feel too, like with the big
yeah.
like the in like a different font.
Well, it reminds me
Replacements.
of like a 60s show or something like that. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of what there's one I'm thinking of. I can't remember the name though. It's not Brady Bunch, but it's
Which wasn't even the 60s.
I know it wasn't, but can't remember what the name of the show I'm thinking of. It's not Andy Griffith either.
That brings me
Also was of
back.
the
Sorry,
60s.
I got one more thing to say about Hootenanny Bill.
Oh my god.
Did you ever watch Nick at Night TV Land?
No.
Like
I've watched
that's
TV
what this
Land,
That's what this reminds me of. Nick at Night. What do you mean you watch TV Land? You didn't watch Nick at Night? That
No.
was TV Land.
Well, okay, so
You never
TV
got your
Land was
Bewitched on?
no.
Fucking Mr. Ed.
See,
Green
when
Acres.
he was watching Nick at Night, they were putting like Malcolm in the Middle and shit on there.
I I didn't have cable growing up, so
Oh well, that's kind of what Hootenanny reminds me of Nick at Night. Sorry, back to Pleased to Meet Me.
I don't like the institutional yellow.
I do though. That's what's
I like the
great
blue
is the
versus
colors
yellow.
are swapped.
I mean, the colors and the font are specifically from the GI Blues cover, the Elvis cover.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
that's if you haven't seen it, Google it.
We'll have to flash it on the screen here. But yeah, it's
Oh fuck you.
I mean, this is a direct rip-off of that album. The color ratio, the colors, the fonts, it's all straight from GI Blues.
so
okay.
this cover is basically just a rip off.
Yeah. I mean, it's them showing that they're selling out by ripping off, at that time,
Sellout.
Elvis Presley, who,
So it's the Lorna Lisa?
Oh motherfucker. Okay. Okay.
And there, and I know it's just artwork, but musically it does match. There's quite a few songs on here about selling out and, being in one place versus another. Um,
Well, this was back when the word poser was still like a thing too, so they knew.
oh yeah, I mean, they didn't even, like I've said before, they didn't want to promote themselves. I think the major label was just something they knew they had to do, but they didn't really want to. So how do you acknowledge that? You just tell everyone you
Sure,
fucking shit.
sure.
Where to rank? Where to rank?
No, even with no one gets a ripoff, technically, I'm gonna put this one at number 2 because I like the whole like this is them selling out, it's them shaking hands with the corporate record company and everything else. Like, I like the symbolism in it.
I'm gonna follow suit. I think album art wise, I'm gonna take it one step further.
Damn.
I think this is a good album cover. I think
I
this
mean,
is a good album cover.
I could see it. I mean, the logo and the Xerox
Yeah, but
negative
at the
and everything
stage, I
else.
mean, I've seen that Sorry Ma album cover like a dozen times. Like, it's nothing that special. It's good, but it's not anything special. I've never seen this Elvis album, so,
Yeah,
but
it's
the meaning behind it, like, it fits the title of the album, fits the concept. I like it.
so I'm gonna put this at my number one because back in the day, I said way back in the beginning, Can't Hardly Wait was the first song I heard. It came off this album, and while I didn't listen to it back then, I saw images of it. And 20 years, however many years later, when I started listening to them, this was the album I remembered visually, even that far long ago. So for me, this is like a defining image for them. So for me, it's number one.
All right, Tim, how you gonna follow that up?
Well, it does not crack the top three.
Oh, okay. Doesn't beat
Um,
Hootenanny.
I respect
um,
that because I part of me didn't want to put it over Hootenanny, but this is what
well,
it
and I'm not sure if I'm putting it over Tim.
Oh,
I see it. I get it.
okay. It's going over Stink, though, right?
It's going over Stink. It's just a
Okay.
matter of 4 or 5, and you've got it in 5, so I'm good with that.
All right. Up next. Don't Tell a Soul. I guess I'll go first. It's a band photo, I guess, because it's just fucking Westerberg. Black and white. The end.
Yeah, when you look at this album cover, I don't know what to expect. It's not what you get. It doesn't really compute to me at all.
Oh, I think it does, though.
And I know when I was putting the background behind me, it was a pain in the ass. It looked like shit compared to the rest of the albums. So, no, fuck it. I don't like this one.
Fair
Tim,
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, Bill, what y'all got?
This
I mean, it
isn't
looks
even.
like a mid 80s goth rock album cover.
Yeah, it looks like it would be a Bauhaus album.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that is not what you're getting here. Even a Leonard Cohen album or something.
Yeah.
That is not what you're getting here. Now, that being said, the white on black makes the facial structure pretty artistic. It almost looks like the incesticide model.
Ooh. I don't know about that.
I mean, the font is stupid small
Favorite logo.
for how big and how much black space they got.
Best
Like-
logo.
I mean, it's one thing if you have an album, right, and then you put your title and font real small in the corner. Trying to think of one offhand here.
Beatles.
Well, like, yeah, it's just like a solid color album, and like, all right, title here in the corner. Like, it's one thing if you do that. This
Yeah,
is
it's very 80s. It's very 80s. In a bad way.
I also.
So,
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I mean, it's also a blurry out of focus photo,
Yep.
which
That's what I was going to say.
I mean, you could almost argue that as the aesthetic, but what aesthetic are we going for, really?
Blurry and out of focus.
like
Oh, like the band at this point?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, because I really don't like that you can't tell what's going on below the nose. It's like
It's a little funky.
it's like a Rorschach test, and if I'm listening to the Replacements, I just want to listen to the Replacements. I don't want to be
The psych
analyzed.
test.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Well, okay. Y'all a bunch of fucking haters.
Oh, you're going to defend this one?
No, I'm not.
I didn't think so.
Remember the potato.
Remember the potato. Ooh, that's a good point. Remember the potato.
I mean, for me, Hootenanny, yeah, Hootenanny pissed me off. But this is just bad. So it's going number 7.
Six for me.
So, Tim said, fuck the potato.
I just like black more.
That's a good point. Because I'm kind of torn between this and the potato.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it at 7 just because of the DIY aspect of Stink.
So you're pro potato.
It's kind of where they were as a band at that time, so it makes sense. But so does this, so I don't whatever.
That's a good point, too. Oh, man, this is tough. Which one's
Well,
worse?
and Stink they couldn't afford a cover, so they used the potato and made something out of it. Where this was an artistic
This is major
choice.
label.
Yeah, this was an artistic choice.
Yeah.
All right, well, you just sold me, Tim. It's going number 7.
That's what I thought it would do, but
You're the only one that put it before the potato.
yeah,
That's because he likes black.
I just like black more.
Okay. Logic and reason here at Is It Art? ODD.
That's right. Scientific.
Scientific. All right, one more to go, and this is a toughie here. This is a toughie. This is 1990s, all shook down, okay? You got that brown tone covering it.
Yeah.
That's a match.
Sepia.
That's a Matchbox 20 brown if there ever was one.
Yeah.
You got a reflected logo
You got
behind
a reflected
the logo.
Yeah. And reverse.
And the dogs are facing opposite ways.
Yeah, and you got to feel bad for them dogs. They look cold.
Yeah.
This is not the Gangbusters Melody Club dogs from last week. This is a different kind of dog. I don't know. What y'all think?
I mean, this, for me at least, this album is like screams late 90s. But this was done in 1990.
Do you think Rob Thomas heard Bent Out of Shape and said, fuck yeah, dude. I'm
So
gonna be a musician.
if they didn't have the words facing the right direction, if the logo was just the mirror image of the logo, I'd love it. But the fact that they went over that with like, no, this is what it really says. I think that's what ruins it for me. That's what makes it very Matchbox 20. This is a Train album cover.
You know what I think would have been better? If instead of the replacements facing the right way, if that's where they put All Shook Down in instead.
Oh yeah. Although that is upside down, that's kind of a nice little touch.
It is. Or
Okay,
maybe you put
but look at them dogs, man. Look at them dogs.
No, them dogs look sad and cold.
Those poor fucking dogs.
Yeah.
them dogs is the state of the band.
I think if
Well, they're no dogs in this band at this point.
I think if they kept the lettering like it is and did a different background, it's not necessarily exactly like Pleased to Meet Me, but something along those lines, something more simplistic, it'd be fine. My biggest issue with this album cover as a fan is this photo wasn't even taken in Minnesota. And as a
Dirty.
Minnesota
That's
band,
dirty.
you would want a picture from Minnesota, even if it's a fucking apple sitting on a picnic table. Like, you know, this was taken in Kentucky. So,
Ooh.
again, it's
Ooh.
that Paul Westerberg, like, there's a reason I gave this a brown. It shouldn't be here. We shouldn't even be talking about it in the Replacements discography. There's
And
so
yet they've got it on the cover twice.
Yeah. And there's so much about it that's just not the Replacements to me, including the cover.
Okay. Ah. Okay.
The Enlightenment.
Well, I might have a hot take then.
You might have a hot take.
I'm gonna go number 6.
That's not a hot take.
I don't think that's a
Okay.
hot take.
Not for me. Because I was going to do the same thing.
Okay.
Because it's better than Potato. It's better than Black.
Yeah, but not by much.
No, I mean, it's just a Matchbox 20 cover, but, you know, it still evokes emotion. You got the cold, wet dogs. You know,
And they're at least trying to do something with the lettering and the logos.
I mean, literally, you know, they already fucked up with the logos. They never had a good logo. Besides, the first album is still the best logo to me.
Sure.
Bill, Trey.
I'm gonna stick at number 7. Because even though Hootenanny pissed me off, it's not this.
It's not this.
You don't like fucking dog. I forgot you a dog hater.
I like dogs. Those dogs looked. Someone made those 2 dogs stand out in the cold and get the fucking photo.
Oh, wait, that was Ed that hated dogs. Never mind.
He also hated when things weren't centered.
That's true, too. All right, Trey.
I love dogs, but I'm still putting it at number 8. I know this is an art thing and we're supposed to judge it purely on that, but seeing it reminds me it exists.
Fair
The
enough.
best
Yeah.
reason anyone's given.
So
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, shit. That leads right into the color code. What's your color code, Trey?
Nickelback Brown on number 8.
You just really don't like this record.
Mm.
Nothing about it.
If
No
they called
redeeming
it,
qualities.
like I said, if they called it Paul Westerberg and Buddies and whatever, that'd be fine. But it's not. I don't know. And it's funny because we talked about how no art should be Nickelback Brown, but I don't
But
want to
here
be
we
reminded.
are.
I don't want to be reminded this is part of their discography, if that makes sense.
Okay.
That's the best Nickelback Brown art reason I think anyone's ever given.
Yeah, that throws a wrench into the. We'll have to consider that for the future.
Go red with Don't Tell a Soul because it's just, in my opinion, boring. And I'll do that with Stink too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to justify giving it yellow because I love the album, and then everything else I'm going to give it green.
Ooh, no yellows.
No.
Okay. I'll follow that up. I'm not going to give Paul Westerberg a brown. I'll give him a red. Avoid it. It's a band photo without the band. Like, no. And then Caution. See, this is the wrong color code because I copied pasted.
Because red is oh my god, my eyes. Yellows is it needs something.
Yeah, Stink needs
Yeah.
something.
See, I would make Stink yellow in that case. Because it's not ugly. It's just,
Right, it just needs something.
It needs something.
Yeah.
The dogs.
It's not the dogs. It's the logo that needs fixing. Like I would argue the logo is the biggest issue with that photo.
Yeah.
Other than it not being in Minnesota. Like
I'll give it a yellow
it needs
too.
to be fixed.
And then I'll go green the rest of the way. That's good art. Hootenanny's good art. Tim.
Well, Trey,
Tim
do
is
you want
not.
me to be nice or do you want me to be critical?
I was talking about the album,
Oh,
Tim.
yeah, hold on.
I'll give it green, but it really deserves an orange. We need an orange.
I want you.
Okay.
So to answer your question, I want you to be critical because that's what we're here for.
Okay. You guys ready then?
I'm fucking as ready as I'll ever be.
We're gonna start with Nickelback Brown,
Oh, God.
Really?
and that's gonna go 8 through 6.
Ooh.
I mean, I could see it for your 6 and 7, which by default then it would have to fall to your 8. But like, I mean, 8's not. It's not that. Yeah, it's simple, but it's not like it's terrible.
4 and 5 are gonna be red.
You wrong for that.
You got the slap button.
Ooh, we ain't never had the slap button in his art.
I mean, technically, Trey, you can slap anyone at any time you want.
It depends what he does with Hootenanny.
3 and 2 are gonna be yellow.
Slap him.
Tim getting a old-fashioned hootenanny slap.
Hey, I'll take that.
No, I mean I get it, but I love the trolling nature of that album.
I do
Of
too.
course, of course. But as an album cover, like if I'm just looking at the album art,
I just keep picturing my grandmother putting it on, and it makes me laugh. So.
I'm
and
glad.
number one's going to be green.
All right, yeah, that's not fucking Ivy.
No.
It's not Ivy,
It's
but
not
it's
None of
Ivy.
these are Ivy.
it's a solid hardcore album cover.
Ooh, that's a brutal fucking Nickelback brown shining through here. All right, Bill.
Okay, so I'm gonna go start with the red because I don't think these couple are good album covers whatsoever. So I'll be red for 7 and 8.
Yeah, what does Bill do with Hootenanny?
Well, and I'll explain it as I do it. So
You
I'm
slap
gonna
it?
be I'm gonna be yellow 4 through 7 because Hootenanny they need to fix the songs. Like that's my issue. That's what pissed me off. They gotta fucking fix it.
I
But
can't.
that's like yellow needs to be fixed.
I can't slap him for a mental disorder. So you're good.
Tim for fixing that one, like it's like it's 2-in-1. Like I know you allude to it like
I mean, I kind of agree with Bill. At least he has less. He doesn't have Nickelback brown, so I agree with you there.
like
I don't agree Hootenanny should be yellow though, but
I can't slap him for having OCD. You can't do that.
green for sure.
all right, green the rest of the way.
Yeah, green the rest of the way.
No,
Like
no fucking Ivy.
no Ivy.
Okay.
But yeah, the last 3 albums, are good.
All right. Well, you got. Well, I got the most green. Well, Trey and I are top green.
I got the most yellow.
Yeah, Tim only got 1 green.
Which I mean, depending on your artistic taste, I can see that. It's definitely a standout compared to the rest of the albums.
I understand Tim's color coding.
I mean, I understand it. I just don't like it.
I mean, if you took these CDs and threw them down on the floor, one of them would catch your eye. And it would probably be Sorry Ma.
Or it could be Hootenanny too.
Yeah. Because you'd be going, how the fuck did my grandmother's CD get in here?
Yeah. Uh-oh, we lost Tim. Oh, well, we just gonna wrap this bitch up. This has been our replacements. Hopefully you made it to Is It Art? I don't know if you have or not, but if you did, thank you for watching. It's been a Patreon pick. Tim is back. And Trey is our Patreon pick. He picked the replacements. You could pick a fucking band for us too. What else, Bill? Be safe. Like and subscribe. Do all the YouTube yada yada yada.
Send us money.
That help Tim fucking fix his issues down there.
Be kind.
They'll
to
be
your
fixed shortly. We're almost at the end of this nightmare.
Be kind to your flight attendants.
Yes, your waitress in the sky, your spirit
And
in the
your
sky,
bartenders.
and have a good old hootenanny. Be safe, make good decisions.
You ain't nothing but a waitress in the sky. You ain't nothing but a waitress in the sky.
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again.